Jai Jinendra. We are fortunate enough to have born in Jainism. One who knows the true essence of Jainism tends to follow it on everyday basis. Through this short video, we are aiming to explain Kalu Shatak वर्ग 3 24वां बोल धर्म के दो प्रकार. धर्म के दो प्रकार लौकिक and लोकोत्तर धर्म has been discussed. Dharma is the special center of man's faith. One single word dharm is used to express different feelings. But now we need to know, what do we imply when we talk of dharma? We need to know which dharma is for what purpose. If we need to bring order in a nation, village dharma has to be followed in a village. City dharma has to be followed in a city. But through this, you cannot do Atma Sadhana. If we have to do Atma Sadhana, we have to follow the Dharma of non-violence, which is also known as Ahimsa Dharma, and the Dharma of self-restraint, which is also known as Sanyam Dharma. Laukik Dharma, also known as mundane Dharma, is related with the duties of family, society, and the nation. In the Lokottar Dharma, also known as spiritual Dharma, Samvar, Nirjara, and Shuddha Charitra are practiced. This Dharma is associated to the soul. It is divided into two parts on the basis of ability, Agar Dharma and Angar Dharma. The meaning of Agar is home. This word is used for the person who does dharma like self-restraint, meditation, chanting, penance, even while living in household life. Agar dharma is of 12 types, in which first 5 vows are Anuvrat, next 3 are Gunvrat, and last 4 are Shikshavrat. Angar is the one who adopts abstinence by living household life forever and follows 5 types of Mahavrat. Vow has an important place in Jainism. The person who observes vows in his life is called religious. On the basis of ability to conduct, there are two parts of Dharma, Mahavrat and Anuvrat.
Mahavrat. When a person renounces the word Diksha, he resolves to follow 5 great vows of his remaining life. He abandons all the doors of influx, namely violence, untruthfulness, stealing, incontinence, and possession from 3 modes, mentally, verbally, and physically, and in 3 ways: by not doing it oneself, not making others to do it, and not approving others doing it. One who deserves the Mahavrat is called a saint. Mahavrat is 5 in number. Number 1. Ahimsa Mahavrat, the great vow of non-violence. Ahimsa, non-violence, is the first of the 5 Mahavrats. In Jainism, great emphasis is placed on the observance of non-violence. Non-violence does not only mean that no one should be killed. Ahimsa also means that neither one should ever imagine or speak about violence, nor he or she encourages others to commit violence. The definition of non-violence is one's own restraint towards the mere creature. Number 2. Satya Mahavrat, the great vow of truthfulness. In the second great vow, there is a total renunciation of lying. A monk cannot utter any word which hurts others even if it is true. In that case, he should keep quiet, and he cannot lie even if it means to save a life or protect religion. To hurt anyone through one's inauspicious activity is violence, and the violent words are untruthful. Truth is a human quality. To follow it completely, one should win over anger, fear, and greed. There are 4 forms of truth: simplicity in action, simplicity in thoughts, simplicity in speech, and equality between speech and action. Number 3. Acharya Mahavrat, the great vow of non-stealing. It is also called as Asteya Mahavrat. In the third vow, stealing is completely renounced. A monk cannot stay in the house without the permission of its owner. A monk cannot even take a blade of grass without the permission of its owner. He cannot even acquire Diksha without the permission of his guardians, parents, or dependents. Number 4. Brahmacharya Mahavrat, the great vow of celibacy. In the fourth great vow, one completely abstains oneself from incontinence. It means giving up all kinds of lusts. A monk cannot touch the opposite gender even if she is his sister or mother. One can read Sheel Ki Navvad of Acharya Bhikshu for guidance in practice of celibacy. If we think deeply, it is brahmacharya which keep the five senses and the mind under control and without any attachment. Control on thoughts, control on money, on food, control on imagination, etc. are the result of brahmacharya. Number 5. Aparigraha Mahavrat, the great vow of non-possession. The fifth and last Mahavrat is Aparigraha, in which possession is completely renounced. Aparigraha means not attaching importance to anything. It is to give up the things to which the senses are attracted. A monk does not possess anything other than the articles required to sustain his spiritual practices. He neither takes food or clothes by greed or keeps attachment towards them, nor does he have a desire to collect such items. Therefore, his utensils and articles are not in his possession.
According to Jain philosophy, like saints, a householder can also perform dharma. His vows are partial and the resolution accepted by the lay follower or householder is called anuvrat. Like Mahavrat, there are 5 anuvrats. The first anuvrat is Ahimsa Anuvrat or partial vow of non-violence. A lay follower or Shravak cannot refrain completely from violence towards all living beings mentally, verbally, and physically, but can partially refrain from gross forms of violence like refraining from killing mobile innocent animals intentionally, etc. This is known as the partial vow of non violence. Satya Anuvrat is the second Anuvrat, which is also known as partial vow of truthfulness. A lay follower may feel incapable of desisting from subtle untruthfulness, but if he lives with awareness, he can at least avoid gross lies by which an innocent being is killed or punished. This is called Satya Anuvrat. The third Anuvrat is Astai Anuvrat or partial vow of non-stealing. Refraining from stealing, robbery by breaking the locks, snatching, etc. is the small vow of non-stealing. Renouncing such an act is not only a duty of a lay follower but also of any civilized person. Partial vow of celibacy or Brahmacharya Anuvrat. The term Brahmacharya Anuvrat means to limit sexual instincts, refraining from extramarital affairs, avoiding adultery, and practicing limited physical activity even with one's spouse. This is small vow of celibacy. Controlling sexual feelings to the extent possible is the partial vow of celibacy. Aparigraha Anuvrat or partial vow of non-possession. Gold, silver, houses, property, money, etc. are possessions, and to renounce or put a limit on the collection of such items is the partial vow of non-possession. To check the greedy instinct of man, the vow of non-possession has been advocated. Somewhere a person should learn to be content with one's possessions.
Next, there are 3 Gundad. They are Dikpariman Vrat, Bhagopabha Pariman, Ananthadant Vidman Vrat. The rest 4 are Siksha Vrat. Digvirati Vrat, special limitation, limiting travel in all directions like east and west, and to refrain from all sinful activities beyond the decided boundary in the vow of special limitation. Bhoga Pariman, limitation of consumption. Bhog means objects which can be used only once, like food, medicine. We finish the food as soon as we eat it. Upabhog means repeated use of any object, example, shoes which can be worn again and again. Limiting 15 kinds of sinful business and 26 types of consumeristic activities is known as limitation of consumption. Man's desire is limitless and needs are limited. One who observes this vow aims to limit his needs by breaking out from the maze of aspirations. If all the persons of any nation accepts this vow, then there will be no shortage of things and the pain caused by lack of shortage could be avoided. Anartha Danda Virati Vrat, avoidance of purposeless sinful acts. Indeed, one cannot live without violence for survival. No indulging in violence which has no purpose is the vow of avoidance of purposeless sinful acts.
The last 4 vrats of 12 vrats are Siksha Vrat. Samayik refers to abstinence from all sinful activities for a fixed period, say 1 muhurt, that is 48 minutes. Abstaining from all sinful activities for 1 muhurt and staying engrossed with one's nature during that time is Samayik Vrat. Deshavakashik Vrat refers to abstinence for a limited period. Abstaining from violence, theft, etc. for a fixed period is known as Deshavakashik Vrat. Paushad Upvas Vrat refers to observance of Paushad Upvas sacred days. Fasting on the 8th, 14th and 15th day of the lunar calendar or on any other on day, and abandoning all the sinful activities, appearance enhancement like makeup etc. for 1 complete day and night is known as Paushadhopvas. It can only be practiced with strict fasting without any intake of water or food. If water is taken and this vow is taken for 12 hours or so, it is included in the 10th vow and not in 11th. Yatha Atithi Sabvibhag Vrat refers to parting with food and the like by offering them to the saints. Lay followers need to have a feeling of giving pure alms to the monks. It leads to a transgression if the food is made for a monk or added more while cooking for themselves. Therefore, to abstain from giving impure food alms and to give pure alms is the vow of parting with food by offering it to the saints. Dharma is the path of Atma Sadhana for spiritual upliftment and a solution for attaining moksha.